Are Blood Vultures any good in patch 6.0.3? I think this was one of the more anticipated units in this DLC for the Ogres, as distinct from Heroes since the Bruiser was badly needed and also arrived. Ogres didn't have a convenient flying unit to tie down dangerous missile troops. How does this one do? Is it the real hyena or a pretender jackal? Let's get our scavengers straight. Recruited for 500 gold and 125 upkeep, a pretty reasonable cost. On Ultra this gets you 48 vultures with 5,760 health between them. That feels like pretty decent unit health, and 120 health per entity isn't bad. For all that, armor is 10. Leadership of 50 is on the low end of okay. Speed 100 and charge speed 90, so slightly slower when swooping, is strong stuff. Melee attack begins at 34 with an attack interval of the standard 4, no splash damage whatsoever, which is important to note. Melee defense of 28 is not nearly as bad as you'd expect, to be frank. Weapon strength 42 is split between base 30 and armor piercing 12, but I refuse to call 12 a bad figure. Fellbats need special attacks and Isabella to get to that level of penetration per hit. Charge bonus is 24 and mass is 80. That last part is suspicious. Completely besides being able to fly and having Vanguard deployment, the unit benefits from Carrion Frenzy, and no, that isn't a Tomb King's reference. Kills increase the potency of this to an absolute maximum of plus 8 leadership and a shockingly predatory plus 20 melee attack. In the redline skills, the Vultures got put with Beasts of the Mountain for plus 12 armor and plus 12 flat charge bonus at 3 pips. Neither is trivial whatsoever. An over 50% increase in charge bonus, because charging is very important to their initial damage, initial kills, and rampage build-up matters a lot, and the armor will help against the base damage favoring missile and infantry units they probably want to be fighting. Unsurprisingly, it's trained beasts, offering boosts to rank 7 ones for leadership plus 5, speed plus 10%, and plus 7 melee attack, the latter being especially potent for a unit of this kind. In the tech tree, Nomadic Beast Pens offers a general minus 10% upkeep and plus 1 recruit rank to beast units. Tyrannical Trainers offers plus 5 leadership and... Wait, this removes Pharaoh Rage from Saber Tusks? That's new, isn't it? Okay, that's for later. Razor Sharp adds plus 3 melee attack and also adds plus 5 to armor piercing melee damage. Remember when I said Fellbats needed Isabella for something similar? Well, they're already 12 armor piercing, adding 5 more. I mean, the last time I saw something like that was with scrap upgrades for Black Orcs with shields. For a relatively flimsy unit, this is really vicious. We're not done. Arctic Air adds plus 15% speed for beast units, and minus 25% fatigue buildup. Toughened Skin goes further and adds plus 10 armor and 10% missile resistance, which will perform double duty for you against, let's say, Goblin Archer arrows. This makes the Blood Vultures even better at their intended role. So how do we use the Blood Vultures? Well, despite my just swooning over the tech tree boosts, they are not literally Razor Dawn Riders, so let's restrain our expectations a little bit. These aren't pure armor-piercing menaces, but anything low to medium armor stands to be absolutely shredded by them in the right situation. And the right situation is hitting the rear of such units when they are engaged with something else. Be it an Ogre unit, an Ogre hero, Saber Tusks. You don't need that if you can keep them alive to dive bomb missile troops, usually. You do need it if you want to cycle charge them in and out and have any shot of succeeding. 80 mass is very low, but at least these are smaller birds than the Tomb King's Carrion. Just, if you want them to get out of a fight, they'll need help either breaking the enemy or tying it down. More likely, you'll just lose a bunch to situations they can't fight out of, and the enemy will focus them down because they look a lot like a unit that can be disposed of quickly. That's Sun Tzu tactics. The enemy is just being smart. Point being, the Vultures are potentially quite dangerous, and only get more so the more kills they get, which makes them potentially useful mid-battle, not just hitting fleeing forces at the end. And while Saber Tusks can do that job, and I would say do that job better, 48 entities in flight do have their advantages. Just try to use the old Fellbat rules. Try not to engage unless you are willing to commit, because breaking up is hard to do. That's enough romance puns for one script. Take care and have fun scavenging the battlefield for easy prey. And handgunners are easy prey as long as they're shooting in the other direction.